What's up, money ballers? Welcome back to another video. Guess what today is? Today is a very special day. It's actually not that special, but what does that title mean? Nasan Money Baller, Mr. Baller, what does that mean? Mr. Money Baller, what does that mean? I said I was gonna start doing more like scripted type content and whatnot. I did not write a script for this video, but this definitely has more of a, how would you say, a purpose slash like overarching message. All right, so let's get into the message. But yes, if you're watching this right now and you're anywhere from the age of, I don't know, let's say 18 to I don't know, how old is Gen Z even? What even is Gen Z? What even is Gen Z nowadays? I'd say 18 to like 20, 23, maybe 25. What is Gen Z? Gen Z is a demographic cohort of people between 1997 and 2012. So anywhere from 12 to 27. I don't know about 12 to 27. That sounds a little. If you're 26, you're not Gen Z. You're gone. You're out of the thing. You know what I mean? What is the defining qualities of Gen Z that makes them the quote unquote chosen generation, right? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm actually quite glad you asked me that question. So I think just like compared to like other, like when I look at like myself and compare that to like other generations, like my mom's generation, or my younger sister's generation. Hold on. Sorry guys, quick water break. Also, water bottle update. Hello there, governor. All right. That was freaking hilarious. But yeah, I think the main difference between Gen Z and other generations is the integration of technology into society and just like our everyday lives overall. I think like with our parents' generations, it's like they didn't even know what technology was. They were still using horses and fucking carriages back then. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I mean, yeah. But when I was like 5, like we had like this old computer in our room, and like I would go on the freaking interwebs. My older sister showed me all these websites: Crazy Ninja Games, Crazy Monkey, Go, what's it called? girlsgogames.com or something like that. Shit, we also had like Crazy Monkey, Crazy Ninja. It was like Gamer Ninja, Crazy Monkey, a bunch of flash websites. And like I grew up with like the presence of technology in my life, and like I became more accustomed to it over time. I remember I have just one distinct memory of watching YouTube when I was like 5, and it was like this very loud video. For some reason I had like the volume all the way up, and it was like this apple, it was like vegetables or something. It was like a vegetable, it was like probably an apple and broccoli, and then just like it started screaming, and I was like, oh my god. My mom was like, turn that shit off. She didn't say turn that shit off, because, or maybe I don't know what she said, but she was basically like, turn it off. I was like, man, internet is a dangerous place. But anyway, but yeah, I think one of the main differences between Gen Z and other generations is the difference in access to technology, and like how that has affected us like growing up. Let me just say, I feel like while definitely access to technology and like social media as well has definitely a lot of positive impacts, like, you know, overall connectivity just like with the world, and like the stuff that you can see online, like for example, you know, I don't know why I'm tripping, but just stuff you otherwise wouldn't hear about, like for example the genocide that's going on in Gaza right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just allowed to like see more of the world than you previously would, and connect with people in ways that were not previously possible. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of good people through the internet. Well, I mean, I don't know about a lot, but I've met some good people through the internet. You know what I mean? But there's definitely like, you know, that option out there. So, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of benefits. But I think there's also a lot of drawbacks that came with the advent of I hope I'm using that word right, advent, with the proliferation of the internet and just technology in general. For example, I mean, like, let's start with, our attention spans have gone down significantly since technology came out here. I don't know why I'm tripping, bro, but our attention spans have gone down. Our actual in-person like social interaction skills have gone down. we have like a very distorted worldview because a lot of stuff that we see comes through social media or the internet, and it's not always like the actual depiction of what reality is. And a lot of times it tends to go to the extreme one way or the other, and I think it polarizes people just in terms of like human relationships and like politics, like with gender, like fucking, you know what I mean, how do you say intersex? Oh, well, no, that's not what I'm trying to say, but like relations between men and women. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but yeah, I think there's been a lot of drawbacks to it. And like, you know, with, like I was saying, with all the benefits, like, yeah, there's been a lot of drawbacks to it. Additionally, I mean, one thing I feel like this particularly affects young men more than anything, but I definitely say the explosion in pornographic content on the internet also just makes it so easy for it to access, and to the point where I'd say it's harmful. I mean, longtime viewers of this channel know that that I have you know, had a little battle. Some could say lifelong battle. I don't know, whatever. But I've been having a struggle. Rather, I've gone on a journey from going to porn addiction to not. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of drawbacks to that. Now, how does all this stuff tie into Gen Z being the chosen generation, Mr. Moneyballer? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think that now the state that our world is in, just with like how society's progressed, like with the internet and just like society in general, we're at like a sort of turning point in terms of like human development and just everything. Like if you look at look at the climate, you know what I mean? The world's getting hotter and hotter every fucking day, every year, and every fucking week. They're like, hey guys, so it's gonna be a historic a historic fucking heat wave, so stay inside, don't go outside. By the way, do not go outside. It is dangerous. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, well, all right. I'm like, all right. And then like, meanwhile, I'm in college, I have no fucking money. So if like shit really does start popping off, you know, well, I gotta get prepared, to say the least. It's time to get prepared. It's time to get prepared. But yeah, like look at the climate for one. That's one thing that's like, I believe, like overarching, just in like terms of like the negative things that we're gonna have to deal with as a generation, right? So look at that. Then we also have, I mean, look at geopolitics. You know what I mean? World War III could pop off at any moment. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I actually released a song recently called World War III, but I'll speak more on that later. That's not what this is about right now. But yeah, like look at that. Like there's a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean? And like the Cold War ended back in like 1960s or whatever, but how do you say, niggas still got nukes. If anything, there's more nukes now than there were back then. I don't know if there's more nukes, like, you know, the number of nukes, more people just around the world have nukes than before. So that's a little bit of a well, I don't know. Basically a lot of bad shit is going on. And I think it is up to our generation to confront these negative systems in society and to adapt to them and to become better overall. Now, I heard a quote once, I think it's like pretty popular just on the internet in general, but basically it said like hard times create strong people create good times create weak people, and weak people create bad times. So it's like a constant cycle of just like going from needing to, how do I say this? I mean, it basically, I mean, I don't know if you didn't get it from the fucking quote. I don't know what I don't know what they're saying. No, let me stop. But basically, like if you look at just like world history, right? After the U.S. won World War II, we were on the winning side. We basically became like the big fucking bosses in the world. You know what I mean? We're the big dogs, realistically speaking. Even now, still, like we still got a little bit of that big dick energy that we'd be swinging around on the planet and colonizing other countries and whatnot, right? So, like we're the big boss of the world. But along with that status of big boss of the world, we also entered like this period of unprecedented trade between like countries and just like global interconnectedness with capitalism. And I mean, you know, that's why we have like stuff from China, and just like you can get products from all over the world like at a much easier than you could say in fucking 1950 or whatever, right? And that's because of this like interconnected just like system of world trade or whatever. And overall, like there was a long period of relative peace in world history like compared to other periods after the US won World War II. I don't know why I can't speak. Maybe all these drugs fucked up my brain. Whatever. What was I gonna say? But yeah, basically going back to the quote that I was saying, hard times, strong people, strong times, or you know what I mean. But basically we're in an era of good times, and that's created a lot of weak people. And it's, well, how do I say this? Rather, the good times have allowed the good times have created an environment in which people, just generally speaking, are weak. You know what I mean? Like, because things have been so good, we have the luxury to be like, oh, what can I spend my dopamine on today? Maybe I'll go on TikTok for a couple hours. Maybe I'll go on Instagram for a couple hours. Maybe I'll go on freaking xvideos.com for a couple hours. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll go on let me stop. Let me stop, bro. But you get the idea. I feel like now more than ever, I don't know, I don't really meet people like that, but I think it's just like prevalent in our generation that like a lot of people just spend dopamine in a reckless way. And granted, I'm also one of those people. I'm still working on it. Like today, I fucking watched I watched The Boys, I watched a movie, I watched a D&D podcast. Like, it was a lot of content watching today. And I know what you're wondering. Oh, Nasan, why did you do all that? Well, shit, I had the day off. I had the day off, shit. It's fucking hot outside. I didn't even go outside today. Isn't that kind of crazy? I don't know what that's I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so it's become easier than ever to just be a weak person overall and like just pass through life type shit, just drift through life or whatever. But because like, you gotta remember the quote that I was talking about earlier. Strong people create good times create weak people, and then weak people create hard times, and then it's gonna go back to the other thing, right? So I think we're in the era of the good times creating weak people, and no, I don't think it's rather, what I mean to say is that I think that we're in the era of the weak people that have like just been doing whatever. Because I don't think it's just a freaking I don't think it's just like a Gen Z thing that is like, I don't think necessarily all Gen Z are weak, you know what I mean? If anything, I'm weak, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to get stronger. I'm trying to level up, you know what I mean? But I think just as like a human, like society, as a human species, I think we're in the era of weak people creating bad times for just like people in general, you know what I mean? So I think Gen Z, given that we're the ones that are rising up, like growing up in this sort of in this era, I think we're going to be the ones that have to deal with the hard times that are coming as a result of people being weak right now. So in that sense, we are going to have to become the strong people that are going to have to create good times after these hard times are over. So rather the hard times to come, like, we're going to have to recreate the world and be strong in that to make good times happening. Yeah, I feel like my my explanation of this has been a little bit convoluted, so I'm going to edit a lot of this out. What? Nasan Moneyballer editing? What? Yeah, I know. Typically, I don't do a whole lot of editing on these videos, but we're gonna try something new today. So yeah, but I should probably go to bed soon. Fuck, it's 8 p.m. What are we doing? Like, be for real. That's the main point of it, is that a lot of bad shit is probably going to go down soon. And if anything, like let's say AI doesn't kill us all or become evil. Let's say the corporations are like, you know what, guys, I think we were actually wrong with a lot of the stuff we did, and we're gonna work to help fix the earth, and we're just gonna work for the general like goodness of mankind. You know what I mean? I think even if all that happens, like, in the best case scenario, the climate is still really fucked up, and that's something that we cannot ignore. Just as like people, fucking Hurricane Beryl. I look at the news, all I hear about is Hurricane Beryl and how niggas in Texas are getting fucked up. People in Texas have been getting fucked up by storms like repeatedly for like the past, I don't even know when, the past like 2 months in a row. They've been getting fucked up by storms, which is crazy to think about. And luckily, like, I don't know, I'm in Boston, so like I'm not super, affected by like crazy natural disasters as of yet, thank God, but we're right on the fucking water. It's only in a matter of time before the sea levels rise and just take over the whole fucking city, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be shielded from this either, like, in the long run. That's why I have to become strong now, so that when the shit pops off, I'm prepared for it, you know what I mean? There's a quote by Sun Tzu. The motherfucker, this is the quote, word for word: the motherfucker that runs into battle unprepared is weary, but the one who lies in wait for his enemy to arrive is prepared and ready, and they will always win the war. Now, if you couldn't tell, that was a little bit of a paraphrase from my buddy Sun Tzu. But um but I mean, it's true. I feel like I, more than other people, not even to be like egotistical, or I think it's just true, I feel like I have a better like long-term vision for just like what I am, and what the world is going to be, at the very least for what the world's going to be. And I feel like that's a blessing that God has given me, and I have to take advantage of that in order to have the best life that I can in the future. Because like one day it is going to be fucking July 7th 2030, and I'll be what, 27? Yeah, I'm gonna be old as fuck. I'm gonna be like what do you call it, almost 30, bro. Like, that's crazy to think about. And like, just time is not gonna stop moving, and like all these systems, like all this stuff that like has been building up, like climate change, fucking AI, nuclear war, potentially, hopefully not, please, hopefully not. You know what I mean? Just all this stuff is going to keep like just going without me, and I'm either gonna be ready for it or you're not gonna be ready for it, and you're gonna live, you're gonna fucking die. Because like, you know what I mean? I feel like just as people, as Americans especially, we've gotten so used to just being like, oh yeah, everything is cool, like life is just good, man. And like, even if life isn't that, like, even for life, for example, you know, I haven't had like, you know, a 5-star life. I haven't had a freaking how do you say, you know, I'm not from the Hamptons. I don't got like money like that, you know what I mean? My life isn't necessarily bad. I don't have necessarily a terrible life. And I feel like even though I don't come from a place of like American privilege per se, I think just like looking worldwide, I have a viewpoint of privilege, you know? Like, I've never had bombs dropped in my country. I've never been like necessarily worried that someone's gonna like murder me, or I haven't been like super unsafe, just like in general, you know what I mean? But there's definitely countries out there where that's happening, aka, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm saying, AKA, but like that's happening in countries right now, like in fucking Palestine. There's niggas getting colonized out there. There's people out there where like they pull up to you. This is still Israel, like Gaza, I'm talking about right now. I don't know why I'm like, I don't know why my thoughts are so jumbled up here, and like I'm speaking so quickly. Let me try to speak a little bit slower pace so my ideas can come out in a more articulated manner. Like, fucking, if you live in the West Bank right now, like, there's a good chance someone's just gonna pull up to your land with an assault rifle and be like, this is my land now, you have to get off. They might burn your fucking house or some shit like that. Or if you live in fucking Ukraine, like, you're gonna be chilling one day, you're like, oh my god, they're dropping fucking glide bombs on my city, I can't do anything, and they're using AI to do it. Like, fuck. If you live in fucking, I don't know, North Korea right now, you can't even leave, you gotta worship Kim Jong-un. And if you want to cross over the border, good fucking luck, buddy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I say all this to illustrate that I feel like as Americans, our worldview is very like closed off, especially if you haven't traveled. And I haven't traveled that much. I've only been to countries. All right, well, let's talk about where I've been. I've been to the United Kingdom. I've been to Scotland. Well, that's in the United Kingdom, but I mean, I've been to France, and I've been to the Netherlands, and I've been to Belgium too, technically. But I mean, yeah, all European white ass countries. No offense to them, but low key offense to them. Where like even there, like I was like viewing it from a place of privilege. So I think that I haven't really seen everything that's out there, type shit. Like, if I was in the fucking Congo, you know what I mean? Like, I would be a much stronger person, because I would have to adapt, or hopefully, I hope I would. I would have to adapt to like a harder lifestyle. I might have not even fucking made it. I might have got malaria on day 6 and like, you know, how do you say, fucking passed out, peep out. You know what I mean? All right, I just got some weird ass text. But anyway, yeah. So if you're a Gen Z right now, if you're like around my age, I'm 21. Savage. That was so fucking bad. I can never do that again. I'll probably have to cut that out. But anyway, yeah. Like, if you're Gen Z and you're watching this right now, you need to lock in. It's time to lock the fuck in. I've been trying to lock in, but more importantly speaking, you need to lock in, because I know that you are less locked in than I am. Let me stop. I don't know that, but just generally speaking, as a generation, we gotta lock in, because there's some big shit coming. And if you're really not living in the Matrix, if you're watching the Matrix from a third person perspective, you know this shit's coming too, and you can low key sense it as well. Like, it's time to lock the fuck in. It's time to stop watching porn. You know what I mean? It's time to get in the fucking gym. You know what I mean? It's time to get some guns. I'm not kidding. Get some guns, because I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, But there's like 50% of the country that is literally trying to install a dictator, and I'm not, I'm not saying that lightly. That's like a real thing that's happening, and his opponent is an old man that's like, I'm not gonna leave the race even though I'm old and I have like clear like cognitive decline. I don't know what's going on a lot of the time. I'm very old and sometimes I mumble over my words a lot. So yeah, I'm your best chance at saving democracy. Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? And then the other people, the other side, aka I'm not gonna say it's all Republicans, but it's a lot of them. It's a scary amount. They're like, yeah, I think Donald Trump is the best human to ever live, and he doesn't really do anything wrong in my eyes necessarily. And I mean, is he a criminal? I don't think so. Like that's the world we're living in right now. So even in the country of like great privilege, the fucking best country in the world, I don't know, richest country in the world, I guess, I don't know, I don't feel very rich. But even in this country, like there's a lot of bad shit going on, so you gotta get prepared regardless. So it's time to lock in. I don't want to drag this video on for too long. I don't know how long I've been talking, but I mean, that's pretty much all I had to say. Like, Gen Z is a chosen generation. If you're in it right now, you got to consider yourself very lucky, because there's never been a time where you have access to as many resources as you do. But it's also very important not to take these resources for granted. Like you could, if you wanted to, you could accomplish all your dreams. So why not do it, right? And you are gonna die one day, and it might be sooner than you fucking think. That's not even to scare anybody. If anything, this is more me talking to myself. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times these videos I say stuff. Actually, no. In a lot of my videos, it's more like me just talking about my day and shit. But in this sense, like, I'm telling you, you gotta lock in. But I'm really saying I gotta lock in, because I actually don't really give a fuck about what happens to you. Well, hold on. Let me paraphrase on that. If I know you, I care what happens to you, and I hope you have a good life, and I hope you are getting prepared in this critical era of just the world and life, right? But I mean, I gotta focus on me. I have to focus on myself. Like I gotta live my fucking life. You know what I mean? I gotta survive. I gotta survive. I gotta start a new dynasty. Probably one that will take over the world and rule, but benevolently. You know what I mean? Benevolently. Nah, let me stop. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I can do something good for the planet. Surely I will before I die. But yeah, it's time to lock in. You've never had more opportunity than you do now, and don't think that it can't go away. It could all change real fucking fast in this bitch. That's all I'm trying to say. So I mean, yeah, hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're achieving your dreams. Let's talk a little about me, because I mean, it's not a Nasan Money Baller video without talking about what I've been doing recently. I'm gonna make this part pretty quick, or at least I'll try to, because I mean, you know me. I mean, today, like I was saying, I had the day off. I watched a bunch of content, really stroked the dopamine chemical in my brain. I was really just fucking throwing it out there. Like I was saying, I dropped my first song on Spotify the other day. What? That was a crazy laugh. I don't know what that. Dang, that shit is bright. What am I trying to say? I'm over here geeking. I had some interesting dreams last night. It was a long dream, bro. It's crazy. All right, I'll tell you this part of the dream and then I'm gonna end the video. So I was in this dorm. Very similar to my dorm. And in the dream, I had a crazy ass view of Bowser's castle. And let me tell you, this wasn't just it wasn't like a video game type shit. It was like Bowser's castle in real life, but it was the most beautiful lighting. You could see it was just honestly beautiful. It was honestly so beautiful. I was like, oh my god, I have a great view of Bowser's castle. And then for some reason, as you know, I'm trying to lucid dream, but for some fucking reason, I didn't take that as a red flag that I might be dreaming. I don't know why I thought Bowser's castle was real right in front of me, and I didn't have any questions about it. Whatever, we're working on it, right? So there's that. There's that. And in the dream also, I mean, that was just one part of it. Bowser Castle though was so beautiful in the dream. I cannot overstate that. But yeah, then later in the dream, freaking what do you call it? Freaking what do you call it? I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. Oh yeah, there was an alarm going off in the dream, and me and my roommates in the dream were looking for it for mad long, and we could not find this fucking alarm. And then I woke up and it was my alarm, so I was like, oh. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Yeah, I mean, life is what you make it, so make it something cool. You know what I mean? yeah, like I said, we're probably gonna be doing some editing on this video. What? But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Peace.